heading into the one that they've all come to win, the drivers that is. The SATT, proudly brought to you by Castrol. And all of the international contenders have come out here to fight against South Africa's best TT drivers. Last year it was won out by Peter Bailey. He's not here, so it means that Dino Scribante can put it on pole and try and fight for the win with Rui Campos in that Lola T70 Spider and a whole bunch of very quick cars on their tail.
A lot of drivers have decided to go the single option route, doing the whole 45-minute themselves. Some have gone for the 2-option route. Watch out for the Dutoy brothers. Know this track literally backwards. They are in car number 14 in that beautiful 1965 Lola T70 Spider. They've won it a couple of times in that car, so those really are the meant to be. But it's all about the consistency now. You've got 45 minutes around the Swartkrop circuit. Keep your nose clean and bring that car home.
You've got to do a 3-minute pit stop as well, and it looks like Dino Scribante battling a little bit here. You can see not quite on the same kind of pace. Looking in the rearview mirrors, looking back, there's something wrong on Scribante's car. The pole man, the man who had the whole shot, gives up first place to Dutoy. Looks like, watch out for it. Oh, any second now, there it comes. The second of those Lola T70 Spiders of Campos getting through as well, and Lombard follows them through in the Cobra. So problems right on the first lap there for Dino Scribante. Not what he wanted after setting an incredible pole time.
Now a little bit further back, watch out for Donald Duncan. He's going to start making his way through the field there. They had the bright orange car there, the beautiful McLaren. We've got a lot of international flavour taking part here as well. Drivers all the way from the UK, Sweden, the Netherlands. So really is a battle of international authority here, and the beautiful cars on display. Great that the weather's out. There is Scribante now pulling into the pits. Obviously terminal problems there, so not the way that he would have wanted to finish this 45-minute TT.
Yeah, the type car going into the pit lane, but you can see the actual GT40 on track at the moment, and Kenneth Pearson doing a great job to stay at the front end of this field so far. It comes through the field. You can see just a bit of chopping and changing. Lindenberg out there. That's Paige Lindenberg at the wheel right now. She'll be partnering with her dad, Peter. Two of them going to be in a team together as Mark Larth gets outgunned heading down into turn 2. That was the second of those Road to Race and Shelby machines. Chevy Camaros, piloted by two of the UK's finest. That is Mike Knight at the wheel at the moment. He'll be partnering with Chris Wilson. And there you can see Franco Resco starting to put a little bit of pressure onto them. Here comes Campos' point of view as we start to get into traffic. And this is exactly what the rest of this race is going to be about, Rob. Your ability to get through the traffic and not lose touch with the riders and drivers that you're fighting with.
Yeah, Rui Campos is a pro at doing that. He knows exactly which way to get around the back markers. And like you said, you do not want to throw away the race by making a silly move on those back markers. But he's got the man that he wants in sight right just ahead of him. So he's in a comfortable position at the moment. But also, those 3-minute pit stops could also be so crucial in this race. You've got to get in there, keep it smooth, and get out as fast as possible.
Oh, Chad Tendashate with a problem there in the Shelby Daytona coming out of Trans-Africa Racing. That's a big pity for them. That car will just nurse its way back to pit lane. I don't think it'll require a safety car. Remember, with the 45-minute, there are no safety car laps. They will not count. You will have to continue doing everything that you need to do. Here comes Paige Lindenberg to do a little driver change here with Peter.
Looks like an early stop here for the Lindenbergs. Just coming to pit there. Paige is going to climb out the car and Dad's going to climb in. But I wonder if this is tactics now. Just coming in at a little bit earlier than the other cars and just heading out on track, giving you more time to put in those fast laps.
It wasn't easy. I haven't driven this car for a good year and a half, and I haven't shared with my dad either. So the endurance racing's tough. This car is tough. Something I'm really not used to. Left-hand drive, sit right on the back. So tough, but I just needed to finish and keep going so he can take over and do the job. So I did my job. Hopefully it helped.
Out on track, Donald Duncan, you can see on the right-hand screen there doing an incredible job, but now coming into the pit lane, and a quick driver change here for this team too. I think everything going according to plan, but it's very hot out there.
Hot, very hot. Yeah, it's like getting into a sauna. Looking forward to it.
It's hot out there, so tyre pressures have to be adjusted. Let's find out from Mike Knight how his day's gone so far.
Got psyched out by one of the Detroit boys who was coming up to lap me, and forgot where I should brake. It took me a minute or two not a minute or two, but certainly 10 or 20 seconds to get back on the circuit again. But otherwise, it's jolly good fun. Yeah, went well.
So far, so good for most of these drivers. You can see a little bit of chopping and changing happening in the pit lane with drivers. A bit of cooling of the cars because it's extremely hot now considering the conditions we had. Oh, Campos with a bit of issues. There you can see in the top right of the screen, and on board with him on the left-hand side as he comes into pit lane with a bit of smoke coming out of the back of that car. I don't know if that could be Terminal. Warren Lombard following him in, so not a bad plan there, getting the pit stop in as quickly as he can. The pit stop window is basically open here. Lots of cars in the pit lane.
Now, this is the time to be out on track now because you've got a little bit clearer than you've had all race long, and it looks like Campos is out. So whatever problem he's got on that car is certainly Terminal, and the man that was setting the pace at the front of this race is now out. That's allowed the Dutoy brothers, if they get the pit stop right, they could be at the front of this field.
Warren Lombard could be at the front as well. We'll have to keep an eye on that because he is in pit lane at the moment.
Good, it's tough, it's hot, car's going well. I saw Campos was smoking, so I thought I'd just lay off him a little bit.
Time to go, thanks, Wazzy. Out you go, buddy. We don't want to hold you back because there's an opportunity. Oh, Fenta spinning out on track as we see the action on the right screen. Here come the Dutoys. The Dutoys are in for their allotted change. They will do a driver change and a refuel on that Lola T70 Spider. And you can see Mark Loth getting a little bit of liquid in himself as well. That 917 must be pretty hot. Kenneth Pearson with some problems. Pulling that GT40 back into the pit lane. Not what he wanted to do in terms of finishing for this race. But it's the Dutoys out front now and looking once again to take another victory in the SATT.
Yeah, it's Jonathan Dutoy out on track at the moment, so he looks like he'll bring that car home. This is Donald Duncan, car number 4 in that beautiful McLaren. He's now in a potential for a top 2 place here, just behind the Dutoys, and the biggest loser at the moment has been Warren Lombard. Unfortunately, down now in about 3rd or 4th place, so you're going to have to wait and see if he can get onto that podium. But coming to the final stages was all about the Dutoys. Once again, picking up the TT1, coming through the back markers, will come across the line and pick up yet another victory in that Lola T70.
And Dutoy on the side as well. Peter Dutoy, that is, the big boss man of Swartkorps, waving the flag as Mark and Jonathan take the victory in the Castrol Pre-66 Le Mans Sports and GT's SATT. Race winners, the Dutoys. We caught up with Mark to find out how it went.
It was a good race for us. In the beginning there, Dino was quick yesterday. He was qualified on pole. So my plan was just to sit behind him and see what happened through the race and what happened through the traffic. But he only lasted a lap and then the car started to go off song, so we picked up the lead. Roy Campos was right behind us for most of the race. Then I could see his car starting to smoke a bit, and I thought, no, I don't think he's going to make it either. And he stopped, and then it was pretty much plain sailing from there.